Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Ollie, and I'm here with my BBL Week 1 game versus PotatoZ and his Rotom Washington Wizards. Now, first of all, I would like to apologize real quick. My voice is kind of shot, but I hope my commentary stays okay throughout the video anyways. Um, First we're gonna get started with the team builder, and then we'll get the battle afterwards. The battle is gonna be close commentary, because I had to extend with Potato, and then the only time we could play was at like midnight my time, and I don't live alone, so like I can't be loud, so I just decided to do it post-com. Anyways, looking at the matchup, Darkius looks crazy here. His dark resists are Ashgren, which doesn't appreciate judgments, Bulu, which hates Fire Blast, and Heracross, which hates Fire Blast. So Darkius is looking amazing right off the bat. His biggest threat to my team, I'd honestly say, is Zeraora. We do have a Mudsdale, but I just couldn't find a way to fit it on this week. So we kind of have to rely on Sarina to be our Zera check. Mence we deal with decently because we have a Celesteela. Ashgren we deal with decently because we have a Prim. Same with Bulu we deal with decently because Celesteela. Heracross is also another huge threat. I expect a Scarf Heracross to try and revenge my Arceus. But yeah, looking at this Arceus set, Judgment, Calm Mind, Fire Blast, Recover. The EVs are Speed first off creeping this, Fizzdif to take 2 Adamant CCs from Zera, Spadef to take 2 Spix Hydro Pumps from non-Ashgren. Heracross Close Combat from like Scarf to 60 to 70. +1 Fire Blast kills Heracross, +1 Fire Blast kills Bulu. That is offensive Era and offensive Bulu. And +1 Judgment has a 50% chance to kill No Bulk Zeraora. Also +1 Judgment, 2 shots Ashgren. Those are some important calcs. Basically Arceus 2 shots is in the whole team at +1 outside of like Spadef Muck. And Spadef Muck doesn't do much in general. Then next up we have Gallade. Now if you look at this mon goes insane. We are SD, CC, Triple Axle, and Trick Room. Now you might think, why are you Trick Room fast Gallade? My train of thought behind this is, if it's late game and the only mons alive are like Mega Mence, Zera, Ashgren, and like Gligar, I can set up a Trick Room, and SD, Triple Axle SD breaks through that. It just wins. So it could be a clutch late game thing. And I didn't see myself running another move, aside of like Salva, I guess. But anyways, Triple Axle Oka's Mence, Oka's Gligar, and CC just trunks the rest of his entire team. The speed is for max speed Heracross. And Triple Axle does 70 to 80 to Heracross. Then next up we got Prim. This is our best Ashgren check. It's not 3 KO by Life Orb Hydro Pump from Gren, and it has the Kebi Berry for Gunk Shot. The rest is special attack because he just doesn't switch into this Pokemon. Moonblast, Scald, Flip Turn, Rest. I have Rest on here because I have Aromatherapy on my Sarina. It's going to be very nice in case it gets chipped down. Moonblast just hits his team hard all around. Like, his only Moonblast switching is Jirachi and Arcanine, and those don't appreciate Scalds and Scarborns, and Flip Turn just from Momentum. Next up we have Celesteela. Lives 2 Fire Blasts from Timid Mence, lives a +2 Fire Fang from Mence after Rocks. And I think the rest is just an attack. Heavy Slam, EQ, Leaf Seed, Protect. I almost ran something else on this, I forgot what it was. Heavy Slam just hits his team all around nicely. EQ to catch off a Zera on a switch in, and to hit Jirachi. Leaf Seed Protect is just nice to whittle down his team all around. Next up we have Sarina. it has the Physical Def to take 2 Blaze Kicks from Adamant Zeraora, Spadef to take a Life Orb Ice Beam from Ashgren, and Speed for No Speed Bulu. We are Trop Kick, Triple Axle, Synth, Aromatherapy, Trop Kick over Power Whip, so even if the Mence wants to come in, or the Heracross, they still get punished by getting an attack drop. Cobra, Triple Axle, this has a chance to live a +1 Double Edge from Mence, and then do a ton of damage back with Axle. Aromatherapy to heal off statuses, and also for Prim. Then next and last but not least, we have a Quillfish. This thing is my quote-unquote Heracross switch-in, and also his removal is very mediocre, which I don't know if it even comes. It's like Mega Mence Gligar, and I don't know if Gligar comes. Plus his grounded poison is Muck, and I don't think Muck comes. So for reading T-Spikes, T-Spikes are nice in general to whittle down his team. If I could also get up a regular spike, all the better. Poison Jab's just a general neutral move against most of his team, and then T-Wave as a last move. EVs are for Fizdef to take 2 Adamant Earthquakes from Heracross after Intimidate, Spadef to take a Specs Dark Pulse from regular Grand, and Speed from No Speed Jirachi. So yeah, that is the team, and we'll now get into the battle. Alright, and here we are with the battle. Now, as you can see, he brought about what we expected. I expected maybe something else over the Bulu, like the Rachi. But I see why he brought it, because it's one of his only real pivots into Prim. Yeah, let's just get right into the battle. I believe I decided to lead Sarina, predicting his Zera lead, which he is going to end up doing, I think. I just want to scout out if he's going to Blaze Kick, if he's going to Volt Switch, if he doesn't have Volt Switch, if he's just going to Hard Switch into something. So I just go hard for the Trop Kick. That also covered a play into Mence. As I'm Cobra Berry, I could have just Trop Kicked into Triple Axled and done a lot of damage to that thing. And forced it back out. Yeah, he just decides to Volt Switch into his Arcanine, which is completely fine by me. I could just freely go back into my Prim, which he teleports back into Zera. I go back into Sarina, as he Plasma Fist this time. Here, I'm pretty sure I click Synth, as he decides to Volt Switch back into his Arcanine. And I believe here he clicks Will-O-Wisp as I go into Arceus, yes. This is actually very nice, because this means he can't Toxic me with anything, and nothing on his team except for Banded Zera, Banded Ashgren, or Heracross can 2KO me unboosted. I'm not sure if I could do it by Double Edge actually. But yeah, he Will-O-Wisps me, which is fine by me. I can just fire off a free ass Judgment here. As you can see, I get 50% off on this Arcanine, which is such nice damage. And he goes into his Heracross. Now, as I said in the builder, I expect this thing to be Scarf to revenge my Arceus, but he actually shows that he is Guts. A Fire Blast doesn't kill from here, because I'm pretty bulky and not like max attack. So here I go into my Quillfish, which is my check to this thing, and as you can see, he decides to actually double into Zera. Now, I don't want to get stuck back into the loop of Zera, Sarina, Arcanine, Prim, Zera, Sarina, Arcanine, Prim. So I just decide to stay in and let anyone hit and just get my T-Spike up. Now, the T-Spike is so clutch for me in the game. As you can see, his entire team but Salamence is grounded, and just getting Chip, especially if he wants to keep pivoting around, is so nice for stuff like Arceus and Gallade. So I get my T-Spike up. And here I don't want to let him get his Ashgren, so I just go into Prim, as he decides to U-turn and reveals that he is Life Orb. Based on that damage, I can tell that he is probably mixed, as I don't think that was modest damage. I think he's at least neutral nature in attack. Here you go Zera, which I just kind of sacked with this one. I believe I go Prim here. Not Prim, I mean Sarina. Yes. As he decides to Volt Switch into the Arcanine. Or no, into the Mence. which is scary. And there, I probably should have just gone for the hard triple axle to just force him out. But like at this point, I thought Steel was a fine play. I'm gonna speed this up, but basically what happens here is he megas, he double edges, and then he reveals to be sub. Now, he reveals to be sub DD mono double edge versus the Celesteela, which I thought was a confusing bring, but it worked out for him. And now I'm staring down a Dragon Dancing Mence. Luckily I got a full leech seed, so I can whittle it down. At this point I completely believed I lost the game, as he can just stall out my heavy slams with sub and roost. I'm just going to skip through this a bit. As you can see, he gets to +4 in the end. And here I have 5 more heavy slams, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. And here Earthquake, and here basically gets a free sub, because I used my last heavy slam. He actually roosts there, which is quite unfortunate. But, I mean, that was his best possible play. My only way I win this here is sacking 2 Mons, basically, and hoping he dies to recoil. Which is what we're gonna do. Sarina dies to double edge, takes a ton of recoil. Now I go into Gallade to force him out with the triple axle, which means he can't roost on me. So either he has to switch, or he has to let his Mence go down. So he decides to double edge, which makes me able to kill the Mence. We're quite a bit on the back foot here, as we basically have 2 Mons, because Quillfish is on 3%. And he goes into Zera. I am free to just fire off a Judgment here, I believe. I went for the Fire Blast actually, because I predicted him to Volt Switch into Bulu or Hera, which he did. I go for the Fire Blast, and I believe he just sacks this off, because this Bulu doesn't do much for him. Yep, and Arceus claims the kill. And he goes into his Hera, which this thing still isn't in range of Fire Blast as it hasn't taken any damage. So I just go into the Quillfish to just sack it off and get a bit of Rocky Helmet chip. It needs to be, I believe, around like 70. Or a -1 spit F as it is right now. Here I'm just so free to go for a Fire Blast, because Fire Blast into Judgment kills everything except for Gren, but Gren dies after the next life for a bit after, I think. So here he just sacks off his Arcanine, which is completely fine by me. Bye bye Arcanine. He goes Heracross. I just sack my Steela to get the defense drops on this and a bit more chips, so he's in Arceus range. I'm actually kind of confused though, because he was in range there if I was offensive of a Fire Blast. Maybe by the Arcanine calc he could tell I wasn't fully offensive, but I'm not sure. He facades my Prim as I kill him with a Moonblast. Now, these last few turns are pretty crucial. Here, I'm on a bit of a 50-50, because like, here he pretty much guarantees gets the Ash Grin off, unless he misses. But, as you can see here, he decides to U-turn, which Prim lives, which is super nice for me, because this means I get a hit off on Zera, I can let Prim go down, and Arceus should be able to claim the last 2 KOs. Which, as you can see here, is exactly what happens. He Volt Switches, he goes into Gren. With Arceus, I am able to 1v1 this thing by just recover spamming, as he doesn't 2-shot me, and Life Orb and Poison is going to whittle him down. And yeah, I can just recover spam and just click Judgment once on this, I believe. I click Judgment, or do I just recover? Yeah, I just recover. And then here, kill the Gren with the Judgment, I believe. Yes. So yeah, we somehow pull that back after the Mence sets up the +4. Potato definitely choked a bit at the end there by not clicking Hydro with Gren versus my Prim. But I think we could have still pulled it back, as Arceus still could have recover stalled it a bit. It would have been a bit more reliant on a few 50-50s though. Definitely GG's to Potato. I thought he 6-0'd me, but I was able to pull it back. Very good game. We start off 1-0 +2. I've already recorded and played my week 2 game, So you'll see that next week. Sorry if this recording's kind of rushed, by the way. My throat kind of hurts, and I need to get this out by today. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with hopefully better recording quality.